Welcome to Emotional Labor. This is the show where we do the discourse, so you don't have to. I'm joined today by living ironically in Europe.
Hi.
Zdravo, kako si?
I'm good, and you?
Dobro sam. To quote you from earlier this month, there are only two genders, and I don't recognize non-binaries, just as I don't recognize Kosovo. So you seem to have a lot of opinions on the nuances of trans identity for someone who role plays as an anime girl online.
Oh, okay, fair.
So my question
I
to
didn't
you
expect this.
is, do you think having a girl persona in all of your profile pictures makes you digitally non-binary?
and I'll tell you why. So, I get asked this a lot. Well, not like that, but a lot of people keep asking me, why is my profile picture a girl? Why is it? The main reason is it gets clicks. Also, let me ask the fellas out here. So if you have to sit and edit for 8 hours a day a video, who would you rather be looking at? A cute girl or a bearded man? Well,
Definitely the bearded man. What am I, gay?
Huh?
That's gay as hell.
Exactly, So I would much rather, if I have to look at myself, look at like a girl rather than keep looking at me who's bearded for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, Plus, it also gets clicks.
I mean, that's what I said to myself when I picked like female video game characters as a kid. But I'm going to pick up another quote, which is, non-binary is just implying your personality is a gender. Are you aware that physical and mental dysphoria can occur like on a spectrum?
I mean, if we're like getting serious about this, again, I just want to say no issues with trans people. If you identify as non-binary, that's like your thing. I personally don't think it's a real thing. People can disagree with me, but my reasoning is basically, I just think it goes against the whole, not ideology of feminism, but just the concept of boys can be feminine, women can be masculine, and it kind of plays like, oh, just because you don't fit in this box, all of a sudden you're a third gender, you're something else, which I think is just nonsense. Like, you can be a guy, feminine, still be straight, you can be a girl, masculine, where basically guy clothes, have dyed hair, basically being interested in guy stuff doesn't make you like a third gender. You're just a girl who's basically into those types of things. So that's my main thing. Again, like, just what I think shouldn't influence anyone else. If that's how you like to live your life, you or anyone else, that's your thing. I have nothing to do with. So yeah, that's just my opinion on the entire issue.
To people who are non-binary, they would say it's less of a reaction to liking both boy and girl things and more an expression of how you feel physically about your body. There's levels of physical dysphoria and similarly levels of mental dysphoria that are linked to people's reality. And like, non-binary is just an umbrella term because obviously everyone's on a binary between 2 points, but it's a difference between being at the two extents of it, a man or woman, or somewhere in between, whether that's because of the sexual characteristics or because of gender behavior, because behavior is gender.
In my opinion, it's just basically putting into some boxes where, I mean, I don't get it. If you feel comfortable being that way, that's your thing. I'll respect you. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it, but I can respect you as a person, basically. So, cheers to that.
Okay, cheers to that. You said in a previous video that your Hungarian ancestry is the reason you're addicted to Asian porn.
Jesus, that's a you picked that up from
Direct quote.
Quite old video.
So my question
like
to
one of the
you,
Q&As, goddamn.
my question to you is: would you like to call out Orban directly for inspiring this in your heritage and your bloodline?
Absolutely not, man.
You don't want beef with Orban?
No. He gave me my citizenship. He can easily revoke it. All the good for Orban. Thank you, Papa Orban, for everything you've given me. Guys, vote for Fidesz. That's all I can say.
Just fill out your passport.
Basically, yeah.
Koliko jezika govorite?
Srpski, mađarski, engleski I nešto malo nemački, ruski, sad učim rumunski. My main three are basically Serbian, English, and Hungarian. When I was younger, I used to be able to speak decent German, but I haven't used it in like 5 to 6 years. I also took a class in Russian, traveled east, and it came in handy on several occasions. What's the other language? Is it Serbian that you speak as a half, or?
No, I just Googled that like 5 minutes before this interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In current affairs, right, Hassan Piker recently defended China's annexation of Tibet, and I wanted to ask you, as a representative of the Balkans and Eastern European region, is Tibet rightful Hungarian clay?
Of course, like everywhere else.
Okay.
Always has been, always will be.
Not Turkish.
Especially since the father of Tibetology was Hungarian.
The father of Egyptology was British.
I'm just saying, you know, how can Tibet not be Hungarian?
That's like Orban's re-election campaign.
Oh,
From
yeah.
the river to the sea, Tibet to Hungary will be free.
God bless.
Fuck, marry, kill, Macedonian nationalist, French
Oh, wow.
nationalist,
Okay.
or Belarusian nationalist.
Marry Macedonian, 100%, because they're gonna be extremely fun to live with. Fuck the French, because, you know, I gotta go with the age-old saying, French lovers. Can't argue with it, and I guess fuck what was the Belarusian. So we'll kill Belarusian.
I feel like Belarusians themselves are just like cucks, right?
I don't know.
Historically.
To me, they're just basically Russians.
It's in the
I mean,
name.
it literally means white Russian, you know?
In a recent video, you said Southeast Asia is the Balkans of the East. So I'm going to give you some Southeast Asian cultural objects, and I want you to give me the Balkan equivalent. A durian.
Yeah, the fruit that stinks like hell. I guess that would be like pihtia, which is this like gelatinous. It's basically meat jello. It's not even meat. It's like made out of fat and whatnot. It's fucking disgusting. It tastes disgusting. But there are people who defend it and who love it. It's just like some little chunks of meat, but mostly lard, which is just made into this gelatinous mess that looks absolutely disgusting.
We have a similar thing in the UK. Do you know pork scratchings? So the hooves and the testicles of the pig ground up. There's usually like hair and shit on there. A tuk-tuk.
I guess maybe a Golf 1. Fuck it. I mean, if you're in like ex-Yugoslavia, then the Yugo, but a Golf 1 is just like seen all throughout the Balkans.
And finally, heroin.
Heroin.
It's a big one.
I mean, heroin as well, goddamn. When I was growing up in Serbia, basically early 2000s, there was a huge epidemic of heroin. Like in the commune blocks where I lived, ironically, basically a concrete jungle, and the kids would basically play around it because it was always made around a park. And in the middle, between the blocks, you would constantly find needles. So you could see it was brown, so, you know, you used basically heroin.
To appeal to your sensibilities, I've rewritten Dua Lipa's songs with pro-Serbia lyrics. And
Thank you so much.
I want you to just guess the name of the song. 1, I don't recognize Kosovo. You know he's only calling because he's drunk and alone. 2, I don't recall any war crimes. All right, okay, that's all you get. What's the name of the song?
I mean, to be honest, I can't really answer because I have no idea any of the Dua Lipa song names. So.
Really? That one's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, that's new rules.
I know the song that you're singing. Ironically, boycotters, so...
You gotta burn Dua Lipa CDs.
That would first involve me paying her money to get her CDs, so I don't think I will, you know?
That's true, that's how she wins. One more for you, see if you can get this. It's more recent.
Okay.
One state is all it takes. Fall in love with subs. Possibilities. I look like all you need. What is it? What's the name of the song?
No idea.
It's One Kiss.
I know.
What do you think that young Serbians want the most?
To leave Serbia, basically. What is that? Oh, thanks. So you basically have two versions of Serbs in Serbia. One, extreme nationalists, and then two, who basically want to get out as soon as possible. There's no in between. It's become very polarizing, so not very fun.
Is there anything that you would like to plug?
No, but thank you either way.
Amazing. Emotional labor.
Yeah.
Emotional labor?
Thank you. Huh?
Emotional labor?
What's emotional labor?